catch up.
I reused an old Brimstone joke, but I'm starting to run out of some until he makes more commentary.
The thing is, Brimstone doesn't talk often. You have to engage him first.
Nothing will compare to the first one I did,
Okay, perfect.
which was just referring to him as Gun, the gun.
Mm-hmm. Anyways.
Alright, are we all good to start?
Yee.
Might as well.
You gonna be okay, Armored?
I'll be fine. I don't want to stop the game on my behalf.
Well, just keep in mind that it's not a big deal if we have to. But until such a time where you need such rest, let's go ahead and get introductions. We start with Andy.
I'm Andy. I'm being very quiet for my friend who has a headache.
Eh.
Going to the friend next in line.
Yes, I'm Armored Hunter, and I'm sorry. I'm tired. I have a headache. It's been an incredibly crazy week for me. So I'm very low energy this time around. On to the next person.
Hello all, I am Danny Boop. I am strummer of this, and just... This already seems like it's just the tired strim. Next person.
No, yep, still happening.
Really?
Belzy, check the connection on your microphone. Alright. Nope.
Might be best to just mute yourself.
Oh god. I'm hoping it.
Alright.
Is it better? No.
Probably mute yourself, Fails, for a bit.
Jeez. I thought I was meant to do the thing.
Well, it's just because your microphone is constantly making a staticking sound.
When did that start?
A few minutes ago. Try disconnecting from the call, unplug your microphone, plug it back in, and then reconnect to the call. That might fix it. Alright, in the meantime, Mythosia.
I'm Methosia. I'm here.
Okay, gosh darn, everyone's tired tonight.
That's how I usually introduce, though.
I know, but still. Alright. Chelsea?
Yep.
It's still doing it a little bit, but it's not nearly as bad.
Wait.
How's it
Worse?
for everyone else? I was saying it. I think it's good for now.
It's fine.
If everyone starts going, then that means it's happened again.
Okay, sorry.
It's all good. Happens with my microphone sometimes too. But on that note, hello. Oh wait, no, Failsy, do your intros.
I have completely been railroaded off that. What was I going to say? But I'm Failsy. We are at my home base. With all my lovely snake peoples.
We still technically are.
Yes. We are at house. Home of Snick. And yes, hello everyone. I'm the one who has created House, Home of Snake. I am the DM. And now I say, last time on the Scattered Realms, Session 19, our band of intrepid adventurers, Keta the Sublucidus Bard, Javinche the Human Dancer, Murugon the Hexblade Warlock, Failsy the Sorcerer, and Brimstone the gunslinger with daddy issues, continue to find themselves in the oddly beautiful yet maddeningly constructed glass network below the Zemodis Temple. Oddly, doing some shopping of all things. That, and the resident Hexblade partook of her patron's knowledge and shared a bit of her own gathered info, gaining a bit of insight into the stakes at play with the vision she was granted by Madame Elway, and her own relation to the Blade's purpose. So yes, that's where we're picking back up tonight. You had just received a vision, Moonlit Aria, in relation to what Voltolia had told you of the Blade's nature. Seeking insight into why it chose you, what it does, all that sort of lovely business.
Danny's not here right now. She got to go with nothing.
Okay, then. That complicates everything.
I know.
Yeah, the recap was of the last episode.
Yeah.
I didn't hear her say she had to go to the bathroom. I'm sorry.
Well, it's because you were. She typed it in the general on.
All right.
That's right.
Vamp,
Jeez.
vamp.
She didn't say it because you were talking at the time.
Fair enough. Well, I'll go back over that extra bit of recap at the end, but I do have a quick question to ask everyone. Do you guys want to do a Halloween episode?
I mean, we can.
Yes.
I can't.
Like a one
You
shot or
can't?
something.
Yeah, Armor's gonna be busy.
Halloween is when I get my house.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an incredibly ominous time to get a house.
I know.
Well, if you move in and the walls start spelling red rum, just make sure not to eat any pea soup randomly.
Listen.
The-
Listen. If
No.
you start hearing rats in the walls and you start dreaming about foreign places in space, don't sign the book. Don't
No.
sign the fucking book.
Listen, okay, it's not gonna be seeping blood or anything. It'll
Don't
be
sign it.
seeping tar because smokers currently live there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be having to clean that place up before I move in.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so
Make
would
sure
that
you
be
get
the
those.
25th or the 1st?
What?
Huh?
I was just looking for like going down my list of
Thursdays?
well, for me it's Friday.
Yeah, Fridays.
If we're going
That's a good
back one
question.
day, then it'll be the 31st for you guys.
Yeah, so it'll be the first for you. First
Yeah,
of November.
day after.
And we'll figure out when to do the spooky game.
Yeah.
Because I have ideas for a potential Halloween themed thing,
We'll see.
which I don't know. We'll see what happens. When are you actually having to do that, Armored? Like, type it out because I figure you probably don't want that as public knowledge on a stream.
Sorry, could you repeat the question? I zoned out.
It's fine. When are you not going to be able to do a game? If you
Oh.
want to type that out so it's not public knowledge on the stream. Because I want to try to plan it so you'd be able to join us as well.
Still all the candy? Checked it is.
Okay. Well, try to get back to me on that so I can something figured out. Because I'd like if everyone could
Potentially join in.
Yeah. When I can't speak, I turn to a staticky radio.
When you can't speak, you. When Ash can't speak, he becomes the redact.
Halloween one shot, we find out that our good friend Lee has been a lycanthrope all this time.
Just like, okay, I have an admittance to make. I am actually a puppy. Yeah, but the issue with that would be that Felzy wouldn't be able to make it then. I don't think so, at least. It would depend on the day, not necessarily the time.
Let's see.
Danny
What,
back.
is it game chat?
Yeah, game chat. We'll figure it out later, Armored.
Okay, she's back.
Are you back,
Friday, so
Danny?
that makes
Yeah.
it Saturday for me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
I think I'm free.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Alrighty then. Well, to go back over what I had said a second ago, I did the session recap. I don't know if you heard it.
I didn't, unfortunately, but I know you post them in the thing, so I can read it real fast for myself.
Basically, I jumped in saying that Morrigan had been able to speak with the Moonlit Arya, given some insights from Lady Voltolia into the Blade's true nature, and that had revealed some very interesting info to you. And it is... I guess it's up to you to of how Morrigan views this info she's been given.
Yeah.
But where we pick up is literally in the moments when everyone has regathered pretty much around Morrigan to be able to hear what happened that has her in a sudden excited, alarmed, not certain.
Frazzled.
There you go, frazzled. So that's where we jump back in. Why is the music not playing? You guys do you. I'm gonna get some music playing.
Okay.
Everything's going to be okay, Morrigan. You seem really panicked.
Well, I am.
What happened?
First of all, I know I'm gonna sound fucking crazy. But, I had a conversation with my patron. The spirit that is my sword?
The one Lady Voltolia was talking about.
Yes. When I was in the archives earlier, I did some research onto her and... Well... Maybe this would be a conversation better had in private. Like, not out in the open of this area, but... Possibly.
Go to one of our rooms.
Yeah.
There.
I will point out that aside from the workers who are down the hall, you are pretty much alone right now.
She's just in full freak-out mode is what it is.
Gotcha. I just stabbed myself with a spoon.
Ew.
How about we go to one of our rooms and we take a deep breath and then you can explain.
Yeah, that might not be a bad idea. I mean, I already talked Brimstone's ear off about this, and probably be better for me to gather my thoughts and try to explain this more coherently.
Let's go to our room.
Explain. A pad and paper has appeared in Fel's hand.
Where did it come from? She has no pockets. It's not important.
Don't worry about it.
So I imagine we're all just gonna head to Draventia and Morrigan's room.
Yeah, that works. You actually more or less have to be led there, considering you guys still don't really know your way around this place, but after quite a few minutes of walking, you can make your way back there.
Alright, so as soon as we're in the room, like, Morgan's just going to take a few minutes to try to gather her thoughts and how best to explain in a way that, even though it's probably going to make her sound crazy, at least gets the point of the information across.
before she starts talking, DM, could Ketcha try to call upon her knowledge to see if, like, swords are kind of like a thing that she might know about?
Say again?
Could yeah.
You are cutting out a bit.
How's this?
Alright.
Better for now.
Could I roll a check? To see, or whatever check it would be really, to see if Keta's heard of anything like swords and patrons and the like.
You can, though I'm gonna say right now it's not exactly a common piece of knowledge. Just given how rare warlocks are.
So
that would be
history.
something Fauzi would know about, I don't think.
Maybe.
Oh.
Yeah. You don't even necessarily know what a warlock is.
Alright, so just kind of sitting there like, okay, she might be going crazy.
Can I make a check to see the state of her mind?
An insight check on Morrigan herself.
Oh, she's not
Oh,
hiding the
yeah,
fact that
is-
she's
is she
frazzled by
going-
all this.
Is she going insane with all these ravings of patrons?
Sure, go ahead and make an insight check.
Oh, it's like Fauzi is not wise. Okay. Yeah, 5.
Did anything wrong? Okay, there it goes. I mean, she might be going crazy. You're not sure.
Both of everyone enough about calling her crazy.
I didn't say
She's
that out
traveled
loud.
with us. She's traveled with us for quite a while, and we should listen to her.
Right, I
I
didn't
mean-
say that out loud. That mentally, like,
Well-
okay.
The strange accusatory looks are easy enough to read.
But she's talking about her sword talking to her.
Voltalia called the soul. Called the
Yes.
sword her. I mean, she can see
Yeah.
things that none of the rest of us can. So, I'm willing to take this. Anyways, not important right now. Morgan, as you were saying.
Thank you, both of you. Alright. As was just stated, my sword. It's more than just a fancy sword that I can summon out of my hand. I feel it's alive in a sense, and that there's a spirit either in it or that is it. And I decided to at least look up the name I know this sword by in the archives. And oh,
What is the name?
well, the name of the sword itself is the Moonlit Aria. I didn't find anything about the blade in the archives, but I found mentions of an Azamar named Aria.
Smart.
Yes, one who didn't want to reincarnate. So she made a deal with the god of death.
Now she's in here.
That's the conclusion I've been able to come to by this, and when I spoke with Arya, she more or less confirmed that.
And
At
what
least-
about this has made you so frazzled?
Remember that child I saw in my vision with Madame Elway?
Yes, that's one of the reasons why we went out this direction.
Arya told me to save her child. I got this feeling in me that she's referring to that little girl.
Can I questions?
Keta, Brimstone, you would know the most about it. That's a possibility.
Would Keta know like what they
Keta
mean?
would be the only one able to make a check about this.
Yeah, Brimstone just
Brimstone would
just
be able to
'cause
make a
I
check.
know one doesn't mean I know shit about this.
Yeah. You've specifically looked into the nature of Azamar.
Brimstone
Yeah.
only knows enough Asmars to say, I have an Asmar friend.
What Keta?
Yeah, literally, he knows an Asmar.
He knows a few.
I'm not racist against
Friends.
Asmars, I have an Asmar friend.
No, they're not friends.
Ash, what check will I make then?
E- Either a history check
Or Arcana.
or an arcana check. Actually, no. Or an
Religion.
yeah, history or religion.
Oh,
Don't talk over me, Mythosha.
I'm trying to help. I'm sorry.
can I give myself? I don't think I can give myself an inspiration. That'd be cheating.
No.
That is unfortunately a specific
That's-
type of bard that can do that.
You are not high enough level in more bard to inspire yourself.
You can just do that too.
Doesn't fucking matter.
Why does
yeah.
this keep happening in my games?
I don't know.
Danny knows for a fact that this keeps happening in my games.
Mm-hmm.
Roll20, why do you hate me but love my players?
It's happened in at least once in your at the table games before.
I know.
I think that was a case of dwarfing it up went good.
Well, this is dwarfing it up. This is just being smart. Anyways, you're thinking about it, and the notion of an Azamar wanting to leave the cycle of rebirth, and you're thinking about that, and you realize in your past you've actually read about Arya.
Oh,
You remember very specifically that since you have access to a bit more knowledge on the topic, because it's part of the religious texts, not of Grainham, but of Ignesia, that Arya gave up her soul and physical form because she did not want to re-enter the cycle of rebirth. But it was thought that she still did something to maintain the bardic music which she created. Because without her, bards would not exist. She is the one who gave rise to their power.
so she's the reason Keta is the way she is.
Potentially, yeah. Basically, she's the creator of bardic music, of bardic magic.
Would Keta get the concept of not being a direct child to an Asmar, but like maybe taking on the spot of that?
Yeah,
same-
you know about that. It's when an Azamar dies, usually their soul is put into the cycle of rebirth, and they are eventually reborn. Not necessarily as the same Azamar, but they usually pertain over the same aspect of magic or just magic or reality in general.
So, like for Keta, for example, if her mom were to die, then she could possibly be reborn, and then somebody else would take that spot that she had.
It's more or less she would be reborn to take that spot again, but she would not be the same person.
Alright.
She would
So-
still fill that role, but that it's referred to as divine dissension.
Oh,
Where
I
that
know- Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
It's basically the power of the Azamar is passed on via their soul being reincarnated. It's not necessarily the Azamar themselves, it's just the power.
Well, listen, guys. I remember reading about this when my aunt brought me some books when I started. And Arya was once the Asmar. The reason why bards have music and magic. More so magic.
Yeah, she has been out of the cycle of rebirth for near 800 years. Like, it was very soon after the advent of civilization that she exited the cycle of rebirth.
And child are supposed to say, meaning daughter, is not like direct daughter, but something called divine descension, where essentially then she's probably going to be reborn into a new body, so then she can take over her old spot. So basically, we have to go rescue the person who's supposed to take over. I assume the
With your, I will say, but with your roll of a natural 20, the only thing that seems off about that is that Arya never technically entered the cycle of rebirth. So the fact that she would have a divine descendant is very strange.
I was going to point out that the Arya is right there.
No, that's the weird thing. It's just the fact that since Arya never re-entered, it's kind of weird that she has a direct descendant. Well, divine descendant, really.
I don't think that's what it is.
Oh, no, that's what it is.
But
It's
the
an
Arya is
Aasimar
right
being-
there, and this Aasimar would be at least 16, 18 years old?
No!
No, she was. The child I saw was younger than that.
At most
But
10.
It's been,
Yeah.
It's been 10 years. I don't. And
No, it's been actually
It's
technically
stored, yeah.
800 years.
It's been... There's some play in there, but Arya was one of the first Aasimar.
Yeah, so she's been gone a while.
Fails is trying to point out that this kid has been alive for 10 years, and the Arya is sitting right here on Morgan's hip.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what we're saying. It's weird. Because it shouldn't work that way, but it is. And we need to figure out why.
I could maybe ask if they have an idea.
Well, what if she was split in two?
Um,
Her body went to the sword and her power went to this new Aasimar.
Maybe.
did the Arya ever have children?
The Arya or Arya the Asma?
Arya the Aasimar.
Get to know that?
I'll say that since you have literally looked up in the past the genealogy of Aasimar and Dissension and everything, the Arya she was never known to have a child, because she was essentially considered, like, if you were to think about that, she was considered a pure woman. So she never had a child.
Well, she didn't have kids. It's when I looked up the line of dissension, she came from the goddess Ignesia, and then, well, not really came from, but you know what I mean.
Nope, she was the direct child of Ignesia.
And then she kind of just died, and then didn't want to re-enter the cycle of rebirth. So then, the fact that her soul's not broken into one part, but like many.
See,
How
I don't.
accurate are these records? Would they
I mean,
encompass
they're kind-
everything?
records are kind of fairly accurate because they are religious records.
As for the information I got, Felsia got it from the archives here. So, as to how accurate it could be, you tell me.
Morgan,
I'm thinking on the lines of out of wedlock, bastard child, or something that's in a front that they decide to expunge from history.
When it comes to Aasimar, anyone who's done any research about them, there's only really one known current example of that, and she's in the room right now.
Hi.
Azamar are probably very public figures.
Yeah, they aren't exactly allowed to be hidden.
Failsy, what you're thinking of? You're thinking of me right here. Hi. And that's because I have these, and she points to her horns. Morgan,
Nice. Guess we need more information.
I could ask my mom or my aunt if they have any idea.
I know that it's important that we save this girl.
I mean,
I want to
if
ask
she's
her.
an Azamar, yes.
Yeah. Especially if she's going to be taking over the domain of, well, bardic magic. I don't know what I'd do without my magic.
I know, and it's important to me for more than just I was asked to. I can't stand to see a child in the situation that girl's in.
Okay, so it's agreed. It's still the destination we're heading for.
With Elvie, I mean, we're gonna have to stop and train him proper. So I mean, if we have any questions about how to deal with asthma and things like that, like there is the fact.
Oh right, I really forgot about them.
There's the fact that we can ask, at least to gain more knowledge of what we're dealing with, because this frightens me, and I don't. It's very weird.
At this point, any additional information we could get, possible aid, would be good.
I mean, at most, I think I can get you into, like, talking with somebody. I'm very good at talking.
I will point out though that we probably can't afford a lot of time in Greenham, depending on when we eventually get there.
The capital of Grimm is actually fairly close to Fairhaven.
That's what I mean. Depending on when we get there, we might have. Depending on how long this trip is to get there, we might be forced to just drop Lady Elevie off and make our way out.
Well, then we should probably leave here fairly quick then.
Right, as soon as everyone's items they requested are done and we've gotten resupplied and outfitted to deal with the environment we'll be encountering, probably be best to leave as soon as all of that's taken care of.
Can I make a suggestion? With what
Yeah.
you described of Failhaven and what it looks like, they should also probably stock up on, well, and she kind of motions around to all of them. They kind of stick out like a sore thumb.
Oh, well, I mean, I probably would stick out there just because I'm a tiefling, but, and she kind of gestures to her very neutral-toned clothing. I'd really just have to pull my blouse up a bit to, hide the flash of red there.
Motions at the 7-foot-tall orc, green tiefling, purple tiefling, and the shirtless human.
Felzy pulls her head up, pulls her second outfit that she bought at Highport. It's like, I'm covered.
Why do
It's like
I
a full
also?
outfit?
Why do I also get the feeling that she's like, great big orc, green tiefling, purple tiefling, looks at Da Vinci, and all of this.
And no shirt.
I mean, look,
Just-
again, I'd probably just have to put on a cloak.
Just points at Da Vinci, and all of this nipple.
No shirt.
I can cover myself if I have to.
Sure about that, because, like, I don't...
Keta, believe me, if he needs to cover up for the situation, he will.
I did lose my last shirt that actually served as cover, but I'll get another one.
I don't think I
Actually
can
gets-
do... Oh, sorry.
You can actually get proper clothing made here as well. That wouldn't take that long. It would just be made of silks.
Ooh,
This
you should
idea is
get
that you want to stick, like, we don't want to stick out like a sore thumb, and if we're walking into a very drab-looking town in silks,
you should get a Zemodus robe.
my
It says
biggest
sashaying about in her own outfit.
worry is mainly Brimstone.
What about me?
Green, you got a lot of horns, and I don't think I have enough makeup to cover all the green.
Points at Lee. He's like, what about all that green?
He is an orc. He looks a lot more normal in this area, in that area.
We can
No.
just put a hood on him and say he's
Fel-
a small
Fellhaven
orc.
is an entirely human civilization.
So yeah, like
Yeah.
the only one
We're
who
all gonna
passes
stick
is
to
Ketra.
Vinci.
Isn't she pink?
She's more of like a glowy tan.
Yeah.
She turns pink very easily.
Yeah.
Very excitable. I think there's some like disguise magic out there, but I can't learn it yet.
Point of order, by the way, Lee is nowhere to be seen.
Leave.
Felsley looks out the window.
Did I know where he went to when I was walking back down here?
Him and Jamel are offloading all of the material off the ship. That's where you guys left them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I thought I left Jamel there, and Lee was doing "It's a Beautiful World" or something with Keta.
Well, he
He-
was. in
He
the-
was. He
That's
dropped
right.
Keta. He dropped Keta off, practically threw her through a porthole, and then went back to help.
Ah.
So basically, Keta arrived on the scene, flying and landing on her butt from just a glass window.
Check in when all of our stuff's gonna be done, and plan for some new clothing. It's possible then. But I still, if we have enough time, I'd like to see my dad in a while, and I've almost died about 3 times.
Oh, I'm sure you'll nearly die many more times before we get to Granum. You can tell him all about it.
She's gonna look at Failsy like, you stop that. It'll be okay, Morgan. I promise. Okay?
I know,
We
it's
do-
just. I worry.
We do have
Give
plenty
her
of
a
time.
hug. Morgan.
It is good that you all have time, says Elway, who's been standing suspiciously in the corner this whole time, quietly.
Ah!
When the fuck did you get here?
That's not important.
Fair enough.
It kind of is,
I
but
thought you were-
we'll set that aside for now.
I walked in with the rest of you, you just weren't paying attention.
Yeah,
I
that makes
thought you were
sense.
still outside,
Sorry.
being chased by a giant snake mama.
She's very much fun to play with. She seems surprised to have someone be able to pick her up, anyways.
What?
As interesting as that is, I think we can talk about that topic later.
Yes. It would seem you've placed great gravity in the visions I've given you.
You strike me as a woman who can see right through someone, so you probably know exactly why this is important to me.
Not see right through. I just know when people have certain intuition. This Lady Voltolia strikes me as a woman who sees right through.
Well, then
Really
she'd probably
sorry
be
for
able
that.
to see exactly why it's as important to me as it is.
Fair enough.
I think we can bring a fishbowl with us, Madame Malloy.
Ooh, that would be nice. I will
Yeah.
admit, these dry climates are not exactly doing any good for me.
Have you ever been to dry climates before?
I've been on an island for about 1,000 years, so no.
And we're told that the yellow sands are the worst, so getting you that container probably would be the best idea.
Yes, I eagerly look forward to this fact. Also, I was there when that was mentioned, so I'm aware.
I mean, soon enough we'll be in Raynham, and it'd be like a lot cooler.
That would be nice.
And if we pass through the Emerald Plateau, then it'll be a lot nicer because I like that place because it's home.
What are
She
you trying to say
nods.
about my home?
I haven't left my home before, and now I'm in very strange places, and this is a very nice place. But I also like my house where I have bunnies and a bird.
You can't argue that.
I'm sure I could find a bunny around here somewhere.
Do you even know what a bunny is?
No, what is it?
I'll explain later.
Actually, like Failsy to make a history check for me.
Okay.
On a bunny?
No, just in general. There's something else that keeps getting mentioned.
9.
Alright, nothing happens.
Wow, another double.
Double, but a bad double.
Yeah.
And is that all you need to talk with us about Watergun?
Oh, it's just. I wasn't expecting to find out what I did. And I figured if we're going to all be continuing to travel together on this, it's best for the sake of transparency and understanding why I'm feeling so urgent about this for me to tell you all.
That's I've been looking at least into the font of Granium a bit more, and himself. I know that I have to do it, but like, I don't know. There's this same sense of like, oh gods. Like, if that's it, I talk to you later, Morgan. Like after you've calmed down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks. I'm gonna go back to my room. If you need me, I'm gonna be writing. Okay?
Alright.
The nervous thumbs up and then kind of slips out the door.
Hmm.
Just gonna head over back to her room. Be writing for a bit.
Oh.
At one point while you're writing, you just hear thum, and just look up, and there's just Lee outside the glass, just waving at you.
The wave. And I was like, okay, hi.
A bunch of air bubbles escape from his mouth as he attempts to respond. Then he looks concerned.
I'm really gonna have to ask Madame Melway about that.
He like looks concerned, makes a "oh no" face, and starts swimming up quickly. That bit of a joking happening aside. So, is there anything else you all want to accomplish this day? Because you've done quite a bit of ordering of materials. All of the premium you would have been offering in trade has been sent down, and the voice of the will, Yeza, who is the mistress of the Crystallum, she has been made aware of your generous offering and your request. And seems very willing to help you.
A generous donation.
Before the night ends, can I talk with Madame Elway about
I
with Lee?
mean, of course you can. I also know you wanted to talk to Motogun.
Does anybody else have anything they want to do before that?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Because I know those things would happen. I just want to get an order of what everyone wants.
I don't have anything.
Okay.
Ferozy wants to sit down and try and do a ritual to summon her familiar.
Oh yes,
And
we
for
haven't done that yet.
Fluff, I was thinking, what if she learnt it from Madame Elway, who does.
Yes, Madame Elway does have quite a few familiars. Or they're just birds that hang around. You're not really sure.
I think we
One of
established
them
that
seems to be.
the white one at least was a familiar.
You assume. I don't think you guys have ever seen Charles take on a different form.
No, not that we've seen.
We do know that she can change the colors of the other birds.
Yes. Charles is currently pink. Or, no,
Alright.
not Charles. One of the other birds is currently pink.
The red one, I think.
Yes. But yes, so she would be willing to cheat you, though it would be more or less just showing you how to write the circle down. And then telling you that when you're learning this from her, there might be a few more arcane options than would typically be allowed for familiars. So she just makes you aware that more things than what you might normally expect could be summoned. My fluffing reason of explaining how my familiar table works. But yes.
Well, I don't know what's in a normal summoning procedure, so let's give that a try.
Basic animals and the like.
And Ferozy just jumps in, going, Alright,
Alright.
I know the circle.
Alrighty then. You draw out your arcane circle on the ground, and put the bits of incense burning around it, which is weird considering you're in a glass room, so it kind of just fills the room with smoke. But it's a pleasant smell. And you just wait as the glyphs of this circle slowly begin to light up and form. And just right in the middle of the circle, a crack starts to form. And you, for a moment, wonder if that's a good or a bad thing.
Well,
But-
usually cracks are followed by huge gushing water, so she thinks it's okay.
It's like floating in the middle of the air, so it's not attached to the glass. But you let it stay for now, and it gets bigger and bigger. Because it started off as just a thin sliver and grows to about the point of being a few inches wide. Before a small hand pulls out of it. It's a small, blackened, humanoid hand. And then another. And then, just ever so slowly and carefully, this tiny creature pulls itself up out of this slowly flowering crack in the middle of the air.
Ooh, he's so adorable.
It just sort of twists its head back and forth strangely. It's the white mask on its face rattling back and forth as it's looking up at you.
Ferozy waves back.
It just darts its head around, looking around. Sees part of a piece of wood that's sticking out from your bag from just general purpose things getting stuck in your bag. Scampers over to it, jumps into the stick, and disappears in the stick.
Okay. Where'd you go? He's searching through a bag.
Its head slowly just slides of the stick as if it was rising out of a pool of water.
Oh, that is an interesting trick.
Just makes almost like a sound of a maraca being rattled as its head shakes back and forth. If you want, you can go ahead and make a see if you know what this creature.
What type of check?
An Arcana check.
Arcana. That is one of my good rolls, but consider my rolls today.
We'll see.
18.
18. It would. You'd actually recognize this creature from one of your previous pieces of research you've done. You would recognize it as a Chewinga, a type of weird elemental being that would occasionally crop up in forests. You don't remember it from around here, but you remember it from when you used to live.
Pictures.
I was actually going to say when you used to live further to the west. Or further to the east. So there's like a flash of painful memory when you remember what this creature is.
Ah, right.
But it passes, and you realize this is a little Chewinga. A very stealthy little creature.
Aren't you adorable? She picks up the stick holding the, I guess, half-merged creature.
As you pick up the stick, it just glorps back into it.
My familiar is a stick.
There are worse things it could be. You could have summoned it and it could have crushed you in your room if it was just a huge snail.
Oh boy, I got an owl for my familiar. I got a raven. What did you get, Filzy? I got a stick.
Alright. You'll get to discover more about that creature after it's warmed up to you a little bit.
She just plops the stick so it's poking out a bit. I don't know if I'm meant to be disappointed or happy.
Alright.
She knows a little bit about Chewingas, but
You don't know the extent of their power, but you know them to be very stealthy creatures, which could be useful going forward. You're not certain.
okay.
All right. On that note, was there anything else that wanted to be done before we jump into Andy and Morrigan? I mean, Keta and Morrigan?
Yeah.
Hello, Andy's now in the world.
So the only person left at that point would be, well, I guess Morrigan before talking, and then Rente.
Yeah. Is there anything Dravinche wants to do?
I can't think of anything.
Fair enough.
Is
I'm
it-
going to assume then Dravinche is practicing some dances from scrolls that he had gotten.
Yes.
Draventure's playing some Dance Revolution in his room.
Dancing with snakes.
Just dancing encased in magics.
Anyways.
Yes. Alright, so next one will be Keta and Morrigan.
Ketcha will knock on the door to get their attention because she knows how the doors work.
Morgan would just get up and answer the door.
Hi.
Hey.
She's holding her guitar.
So you...
Something happened earlier.
Oh?
Can I come in first?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as she sits down, talk with Lee. We're gonna have a very important question that, like, I think that you'd know because you've had more experience than I have. But what do you do with a boyfriend?
Ah, okay.
Where's this going? Okay.
I don't currently have one.
Vincio is your boyfriend.
No. Best term for what Javinci and I have is friends with benefits.
What are the benefits?
Katsu, you're a smart girl. You can figure that out.
What do you,
Oh, really? But, I mean, okay.
really? Virginia?
But I asked Lee earlier if he wanted to be my boyfriend. He said just yes. But I don't know what to do with boyfriend, and he doesn't know what to do with me. I'm very confused.
Well, first of all, and this is me speaking from experience on this, you need to be honest with each other about things. Like what the two of you want out of a long-term relationship. Because I know from that, if you aren't honest about it, it can poison your mind.
And she's actually taking notes.
Mm. God, it's been so long since I've been in an actual relationship, it's hard to try to remember.
Might ask Brimstone at another time, but could I also show you a thing I've been working on?
Yeah, sure.
And she's gonna pull out. She's gonna start playing because she wrote a song. It is a fucking gushy love song. That is the best way to describe it. Besides posting what song I kind of like in my mind it is, but it is a she's finished, she's gonna smile. So, what do you think?
Oh.
I think it's a lovely song.
Wrote it as a gift.
A very lovely gift, that is.
For listening, I guess, and not thinking my question is stupid.
Your question isn't stupid at all. It's... These kind of things are important, Keta.
To be honest, I never thought I'd have.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You never thought you'd have what?
Boyfriend. I'd never thought really that I'd have one. And I can't really go to my aunt for relationship advice, and oh.
That's fair, I suppose.
Just feel really lost in a world that I wasn't prepared for.
I think we're all feeling a bit of that right now, but you're the youngest of the group. You're probably feeling it the strongest of us.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
with you guys here, it makes it a little bit better.
That's good to hear. You know, in a lot of ways, you remind me of my youngest sister.
I hope that's a good thing.
It is. Because no matter what troubles life has thrown at her, that girl has always kept her chin up and kept a positive attitude about things.
I've always just seen it as you have to, because if you... Well, I look at Brimstone and he's... a lot. Your life and sadness. And I just want... And that's why I make music. Is to make people happy.
And that's a very noble thing.
I have to go find Madame Elway because I have some questions to ask her, because I don't know if you've noticed, but like Lee can swim a really long time, like more than a normal person should. And he was like talking underwater.
Correction, he opened his mouth to try to talk and then almost drowned.
Well, he tried to talk. Well, no, didn't he talk to her before when they were actually swimming?
He said like 3 words,
Still talking.
and then
So concerning.
the same issue is the fact he doesn't think about it.
It's just I have some questions because what Latalia said, he has magic, but like he doesn't know it. If the magic isn't like just bard magic, it's more than just bard magic. What if I can't stay on this topic for too long because then I start spiraling into like weird theories.
I understand that. I think the main thing with Lee though is that boy just has a lot of raw natural talent and doesn't realize it.
I've been trying to explain what a bard is, but it's
You cut out, Andy.
I've been trying to explain what a bard is, but it's
It don't click in the board's head.
But I'm gonna go find. Thanks for listening. She's gonna give Morgan a big hug.
No.
And she'll hug her back real tight.
Oh, come on, Riley.
As has been joked, probably feels like hugging the Aunt Vivian. Or the aunt.
Indra.
Indra, sorry. They're sisters, I got them confused.
And then Keta will go off to find Madame Elway.
Morgan will just go back to sitting quietly in her room for the time being.
Alright. It's not too hard to find Madame Elway. You more or less run into her whenever she is leaving from teaching Failsy how to summon a familiar.
Smoke pouring out behind her.
It'll be fine. No, hello.
I have a question for you.
I'm certain I have many answers. Probably only a few of them which you will find useful.
Okay, so showing the fact that I don't know a lot about the world, but like, you've seen Lee swimming. Is that normal for a person to be able to hold their breath for that long?
She like slowly turns her head from side to side thinking.
Yeah, what do I picture that? Just being met with just blink, blink.
I suppose that would depend on the person's acclimation to water. This Lee boy has mentioned many times he's been raised on the water his whole life. He might simply be good at holding his breath.
Ketta's like, I just can't explain it, so it makes me worry.
I wouldn't worry too much about it, Keta.
He's tried to speak underneath water and forgot that he can't. Worry.
I suppose. I think it might truly just lie in the fact that he's a silly boy. Does something else have your mind a wander of the topic?
What Talia said about him having magic, and well, I'm fairly certain it's bardic magic because I know I can do. He doesn't realize it, and I'm not sure if it's just like bardic magic or if it's like any other kind of magic.
Well, then those would likely be questions for Lady Voltolia. I'm sorry to say, but I do not possess her gift of sight.
I think I was just looking for some insight for somebody who has a lot more knowledge than I do.
Well, on that matter, I believe he might simply be someone very accustomed to the water.
Alright. Thank you, Madame Ele. And then Kettle will probably just go back to her room till dinner and then going back to bed.
Keta,
Yes.
for what it's worth, I do sense something strange from him, but I can't place my finger on it.
Is it like a bad kind of strange?
Hard to say. I think it depends on him, but he doesn't seem like a bad boy.
God.
Guy. People. But there's a lot more to him.
Keep an eye on him.
Oh goodness, where is he?
You both just slowly look as he just swims past the corridor.
Well, I gotta go. Talk to you later, Madame Ele.
Talk to you later, Keta.
And Ket is gonna go after, at least trying to get him out of the water for a little bit.
It's not too hard to get him out of the water.
But no.
It's just like he seems to really enjoy swimming after spending so long on dry land.
It's been like 3 weeks.
Yeah, and he's a guy who, before you guys knew him, spent maybe a week on shore over the course of a year.
Yeah.
He was born on a boat and raised on a boat and lives on a boat.
Until recently.
Yep. He's very confused by this newfangled thing he has to learn of being the ground is not constantly moving under his feet.
But where's all the water?
As someone who has
Fuck.
As someone who has spent over a week and longer on a boat, yeah, that takes a while to get used to.
Yeah, and then it takes a while to get used to the ground not moving after the fact.
Yeah,
What?
that's
Why
what
do
I
I
mean.
picture,
Like you get used to it moving. That even just a week after getting back home, I still just suddenly lose my balance because I start shifting my body.
Right.
Yeah, it was a big thing that you guys had to deal with Lee at first, is the fact he'd occasionally just go slowly leaning sideways without thinking about it, and then he'd just fall over onto his side and be very confused.
What happened?
Yeah,
Why am I
so
that-
picturing?
You're still on your sea legs, Lee.
I only have 3 legs.
No.
Why am I picturing we're going to be walking out of here with 2 fish bowls? One for Madame Elway, one that has a little boat, like a little rowboat sitting in it.
Your little boat.
At that point, you guys would need like a giant tub rather than a fishbowl.
As no, Keto will play the song for Lee.
Okay. If I remember rightly, you guys won't be going to bed tonight. There's the second day of the festival you wanted to attend.
Yeah, it's just when it like they have that private time together.
Gotcha.
So, question: I thought of something Da Vinci might do,
Go ahead.
which before Keta meets back up with Lee, have a talk with Lee.
Oh no.
If
All
it
right.
would be out of the water.
For the sake of this, I'll say that this thing where they just saw Lee going past was after he had talked with Da Vinci.
Okay.
Where he just dives back into the water.
I've been out of the water too long, Vinci. Excuse me. Yes. Bullshit.
Yeah, just basically go up to the surface where Lee can just hop in and out of the water, no problem.
It's like a dolphin. He even tries to do the eek, 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 eek.
Well, he's trying.
No. You need to use your voice a little sharper there.
Eek, 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 eek.
That's better.
Dr. Vinci, voices aren't nice.
Alright. But yeah, you're able to talk to him. He does eventually come out of the water for you to be able to speak to him. What's up?
Well, Lee, just wanted to have a bit of a discussion. How have you been finding our little friend?
You're gonna have to be a little bit more specific. All of you are little.
What I mean is that you and Keta appear to have gotten very close together, which is very good.
Yeah, she's my girlfriend.
Girlfriend, you say?
Yeah.
Well, I do hope the best for the two of you.
Yeah.
It is nice to see a relationship work out.
He makes a face at you when you say that. Just like a general, like, that sounds loaded for some reason face at you.
What?
Do relationships not always work out?
Lee, As someone who has been in quite a few, no, they do not. Not
Oh,
always.
okay.
Think of it this way.
I'll try.
That think of it like a relationship like an outfit. You got two pieces of clothing that work really well together. But sometimes they don't. But I believe you two complement each other quite well. But only time will tell if that works out.
Gonna make a thing happen. Let's see. Should I have given him advantage? I don't think I should have. Oh, okay. He's just been like slowly nodding as you make that comparison.
Oh, right. What might be a better way to put it? Well, think of the captains. Jonathan and Elevie.
Oh,
They've spent a long time together, working together.
yeah. They get
Huh?
along. They get along real well, even when they fight.
And that's the thing. Sometimes people get along at first, but then they find themselves with a fight and they don't get along. I've had a few myself.
Oh. Well, for what it's worth, I don't think that'll happen. Get as smart. I'm not. I'm strong,
Yeah.
but I'm not smart. Honestly, I don't think we'd have anything to fight about. Unless he tries to tell me my cooking is bad, in which case, ooh, I'll have words. I try very hard at my cooking.
I will say you do have something almost magical in your cooking.
Yeah, cooking's magic. You take a bunch of weird stuff and you put it in a pot and it becomes good stuff. It's magic. But not like sparkle magic, like good magic. I'm not so hot on the sparkle magic. It's confusing.
Oh? What makes the sparkle magic confusing?
You like wiggle your fingers and stuff happens and it's just like, what?
Well,
I don't
what
get that.
What it is more that you've trained. Often that is the case, that you spent enough training to know how to work the sparkly magic.
Hmm.
But you perform a magic that I've seen no other be able to do. And that's something special right there.
His eyes slowly shift from side to side, uncertain of what you're talking about.
I mean your cooking.
Oh, yeah.
You being able to bring out some of the dishes from home? Oh, I haven't had some of that stuff in years.
Yeah. Just for all in cooking's kind of interesting.
It burns the nose while you're making it. It's pretty good.
Now, Lee. I have
Food
a
here is similar.
Sorry?
He said the food here is similar.
Oh, yes, it is. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm not too hot on spice, but it's good.
What do you... Lee, what do you see for the future?
The future of what? Like, in general, I hope I can own my own shop one day. Little restaurant where I can serve people food.
Do you see that restaurant having some body entertainment?
I mean, I don't see why not. I imagine that'd be good for business.
Do you see Keta playing that music?
That's up to her. I wouldn't mind it. End of the day, though, what she does is up to her. My view of the future isn't dependent on that.
Lee, you are a very kind soul. I think the two of you would work out quite well. As long as you make sure that the two of you don't see yourself conflicted.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say die.
Well, that can happen at any time, but let's hope not.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but let me ask you this. With that restaurant, what if Keta sees that she doesn't want to be in a restaurant?
Well, she can do whatever she wants. She's a smart girl.
Even if it means what she wants ends up being as far away from the ocean as possible?
I wouldn't have a restaurant on the ocean.
Where would you have it?
I don't know. I'll figure it out some point.
Well, being amiable is a good quality.
Yeah. Anyways, oh, any of that's a thought. I gotta save up money to be able to make a restaurant. Not very smart, but I know money is needed.
That it is. I'm sure that some good winds will blow your way.
Yeah. I hope. We'll see.
Lee, where did you learn how to cook so well?
Well, my first crew, the one I was born to, they like to travel around, you know. They did some interesting things. I think, well, Gorn told me about this, but I think you'd call them pirates. Not super friendly folk. But
What were you gonna say?
Just a kind soul like you, a pirate, would never believe it.
I didn't do much of the pirating part. But what I did do was a lot of times, you see, we had a big boat. I was one of the people that got taken on by that boat. Me ma was one of the people who got taken on by that boat, I should say. Apparently she fell in love with my dad. I didn't learn much about him. I was stuck in the galley most of the times after I was born. I don't know what was up with that. Don't understand it very well. Don't remember it very much. I do remember, though, that they'd always bring down ingredients from ships they stole from. And me ma always had to make something. And I got into helping her. And I guess one thing led to another. They liked the fact that we made fancy foods. Eventually they started finding some people who actually, knew how to cook proper. And just, I guess, one thing led to another. I learned from a lot of people, to say. And a lot of it I learned myself.
A lot of us have. There are those who are key to our lives that we've learnt a lot from. But you always add on to that with your own talents, your own lessons.
Yeah. I wish I could remember the name of the crew and the name of the ship, but I can't. Never exactly got to see the ship from the outside. And any time they did anything, I was always kept on the deck. Till, that ship sunk. And I was taken on by Gond.
What caused that ship to sink?
Gond. They tried to rob his ship. He didn't exactly take kindly to it.
Certainly doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would.
No, most people didn't take kindly to it, but he actually stood a chance, I guess. He's a strong man like that. He actually pulled me up from the water. I was drowning. I don't know if he even knew I was part of their crew. Part of his crew. He just saved me.
And now
Well,
here you are.
Yep. Still don't know why he did it. Yeah.
Maybe he saw something in you that you don't see yourself.
Yeah. I think he's just a good man. Hard
does
for me
seem
to
like-
say, though.
It does seem like there is something else there, though.
Like what?
Just something that Lady Votolia said.
I don't know. She said a lot of things really fast. And to be perfectly honest, it was kind of hard to focus.
Oh, tell me about it. Here I have Almost everything I've been trying to keep hidden, and it's thrown out in front of everyone all at once.
Yeah.
But if there is one thing that I did catch, it's that it seems like you have something special. You seem to have a gift even though you don't know it.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
Lee, would you be willing to learn magic?
I don't think I could, Vinci. I'm not that smart. I just barely know how to read. I actually didn't even learn how to do that until I was done, I think, into my teens. Golden thinks at least I don't even really know how old I am.
Sometimes you don't need to, though.
Yeah, maybe.
Some of my first spells I was taught without even actually having to read a book.
Well, Da Vinci, I'll be honest with you. I do know how to do one thing.
Yes.
He like looks around.
I don't know if it is something I should necessarily do. It's weird. I don't like doing it. I'd
What is it?
actually.
Sorry.
It's fine.
I have to look up something real quick. Give me a second.
I'm currently dying over here and trying not to squeal too loud to alert my, my family downstairs.
Fair enough.
This is where Lee does dissonant whispers and scares off Da Vinci.
Well, Da Vinci, we're friends, right?
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
13.
You are now charmed.
Why is this charisma?
He has a spell save DC of 14.
Damn it, just one more.
Yep. Also, his charisma is 18.
He's a very charismatic boy.
He's got a charisma of 18 and a strength of 18.
Well,
He's strong and pretty.
I could say we're friends.
Well, I guess that's not. It kind of doesn't mean too much for you, but like, if I were to say that to people who don't like me, suddenly they start liking me.
Do I snap out of it shortly?
Technically no, because it's not a concentration ability. It lasts for an hour. Because he cast Charm Person on you.
Oh. Okay, I thought he was referring to like the cantrip.
Nope. This is Charm Person.
And I don't recognize that I'm charmed.
Nope. I'll say though, for reasons he is able to break this early, and you would realize that Something weird just happened to your brain. He basically just flicks you on the nose and that snaps you out of it.
I think I see.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Able to do that since I was a little and
What? Well, Lee, what you did there is magic.
well, not
of
a
the
little
sparkly
in,
kind.
not a little in, but at one point when I was like, I was like drowning, and I got pulled back on the boat, and after that point, I was able to do that. That was like, I was real little at that point, though. Maybe it was before that. I don't remember that well, though. It's all like hazy.
That was indeed magic of the more sparkly kind.
Yeah. I promise I haven't been doing that to you guys this whole time to make you like me. At least
Of
I haven't
course
been.
not.
I haven't been trying to do it. Sometimes it just happens.
But it shows that you have the capability.
I guess.
I think if you work with Ketach, two of you could learn a lot, and it would mean a lot of time together.
I mean, we already spend a lot of time together. I don't know why that would we need some reason to spend more. We just do it anyways.
Don't make it creepy, Da Vinci. Don't make it creepy.
I think we'll be fine, Da Vinci. Don't worry. I think she'll stick around me as long as I make her cake.
What I meant was that you have a gift that potentially she could help you refine it.
I guess. I'll think about it. Then I might forget, but then I'll think about it again.
Well, I can certainly say one thing.
We'll stop.
It's very clear that her feelings for you are not from a spell. They are genuine.
Yeah.
And so, Da Vinci will just kind of stretch his arms. I think I'll make my leave now.
Okay. I will do the same.
You two love-struck fools. Hope you two work it out well together. And walk away.
Yeah, he'd already dived into the water at that point, so you get your line out without issue.
Yeah.
And then that cuts to Keta seeing him swimming past the tube. Alrighty then. So unless anyone else has something they'd like to do, we can go ahead and move towards the night of this day.
Nighttime.
To the night!
Before we do that, could we take a quick
Bio break! Everyone go pee or go get a snack.
I need some more tea.
I need to cuddle this cat. She won't stop bugging me.
Go pee, go snack, go drink, go cuddle a kitty.
Go let my dog outside so he'll quit whining at me.
Failsy, go punch some birds.
I think I've got more trees around me now.
I haven't put my shoes on. Stop hating.
Stop hating. I have to put my shoes on.
I have no idea what is going on out there.
Something about shoes.
I've never been that emotionally invested over a character than I was in that like just past 10 minutes.
How have
What
you
if
never
things
been
get
that
very
emotionally?
creepy?
Okay, better yet, it's an NPC.
Okay. I'm glad I can make you care about NPCs. There are a lot of them. There are so many NPCs.
Man. There's gonna be one eventually.
It's still so funny to me because in my head, Lee was originally just a throwaway NPC that was meant to exist for a gag.
Well, yeah.
And you
Those are the
guys
ones-
just seem to like him so much.
Those are the ones that the players get attached to.
I bet there was like a second character standing next to him that was the actual character that Ash put so much effort into.
Oh no, I put a lot of effort into all my NPCs. He's certainly not the NPC you guys were intended to want to take with you.
We were supposed to take Gond.
No.
Which one were we supposed to take with us?
That depended on you guys. There were a
Not
lot of
me.
options.
And Lee wasn't originally one.
No, but I made him an option.
Well, yeah.
And then I made him a backstory.
You could have taken Altia, Enchantress.
Yeah, could have.
Yeah, you could have taken Altia, you could have taken Flare or Cassandra. Though those two come as a package deal, so if you take one, you get both.
Right.
We tried taking them, but they,
You only got to have one NPC to be an assisting NPC because I didn't want to have to give you guys a bunch of super overpowered NPCs.
Right.
Lee, per how I built him, is actually one of the weaker NPCs you could take from a
Because he's support.
from a battle standpoint, but from an RP standpoint, he's an incredibly useful NPC.
Yeah. What's that? We don't really have to look for food because Lee can just, and it's done. I mean, it's not that fast, but
No, well, it's more or less that fast.
yeah, I guess that's fair.
I just quite liked it's like we won't have any problems unless she says my cooking is bad.
If she says my cooking bad, then we're gonna have problems.
Keta, you're lying.
Keta.
Fast forward to the next fight.
That
Your cooking's bad and I hate you.
that's the only time that Lee knows for certain that Keta is lying.
No, it's just like,
Keta, I hear your words, and I'm hurt. I'm gonna go cry now.
Oh no.
proceeds to cry in a corner for 10 minutes.
It just particularly likes food.
Yeah. Keta, I've seen you eat half the food I make. Not half of all the dishes, just one time you ate all of it. What the fuck?
You ate the plate. Why did you eat the plate?
I didn't even make that.
I get it. I made the plate out of hardtack bread, but that really wasn't the point.
Cut to Brimstone in the distance. I remember us going over the
Kinda
fact
looks
that
like
Brimstone.
a Frisbee in its mouth.
Oh yeah, no, Brimstone just used that. Just okay.
It's covered in gravy at least.
Could be worse.
It would still be delicious hardtack. It would just be hardtack.
Yeah. Just,
all
It's like-
hardtack is a lot of flour and like some water.
You can make hardtack with more than just flour and water.
Yeah.
You can make hardtack with a bunch of like ground nut meal as well. It's really quite good.
The only hardtack I've ever had is just basically a bunch of flour and some water
Yeah,
mixed together.
it's a basic food ration.
Made to keep for a very long time and be nothing but starch and calories.
Yeah.
Just pure carbs.
It just tastes good.
Tastes good when Lee makes it.
I'm just picturing you just passing out like rations and just hardtack, catches is just a fucking cupcake.
I mean, she also she also will eat, not sweet foods. She quite
No,
likes.
no, I know. It's just the way that she's been so far. It's like Lee knows she really likes those.
It's what reminds her of home because she used to bake a lot at home, so she likes sweets.
How much?
Ow.
What time is this session going to?
We're either going. Well, technically, we usually take our break at the halfway point, but it's up to everyone how long we want to go tonight.
Yeah, if we want to stop at the usual, or if you want to go for the 30 minutes extra to have a full session.
I just usually it's like till 12 for me when the session starts wrapping up.
Yeah, and then like 20 minutes is our usual wrap time. But
It's mostly up to Armored.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. So yeah, do you want to go for another 20 minutes, or do you want to go for until what would be 11 o'clock? So it's up to
20
you.
minutes would be preferred. I need to get sleep.
All right.
I mean, to be fair, Armored, it's usually up to you because you're the one who has to work in the morning. I mean, so do I, but it's earlier my time. It's just there's more extenuating circumstance in this case because fuck.
Well, in this case, I'm also just very exhausted because of
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, that's why I said because fuck. Thinking that's about my level of comprehension on that fucking tired. It's just
I'm back.
real bad.
It can be.
Back.
Mm-hmm. Now I think that.
Is Dan-
Action.
Yeah.
Is Danny back?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
People cut out on my side, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. So we good to start. Can you keep going?
For as long as Armored's willing to go for.
Okay.
Until the hour, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going for another 20.
Okay.
Yep, so let's go.
All right, then.
Let's not waste time.
Right.
Somebody
See ya.
stop murdering that dog.
I'm gonna.
So, you guys are going to be meeting back up at the actual above ground temple for the next part of the festival. It is a very similar setup as the previous night. Seems like it's going to more or less be the same festivities with the same ritual of remembrance. Seems there's a lot of different people here this time. Yuan-Ti, who previously could not make it, and even some outside travelers now. It just seems like as this festival goes on, more and more people will flock to this place to be able to hear these final departing words. No faces any of you particularly recognize, but having experienced what was experienced the night prior, you can probably understand why people would seek this out.
And also why some people would not be here that were here yesterday.
Some people are still here from yesterday, but
Yeah, some aren't.
some have a lot of relatives.
Let
Anywho.
me unfurl the family stroll. The family stroll just down the floor.
Yep. Anywho. I believe you all, some of you had some things you wanted to see done during this festival? Or am I remembering wrong?
Da Vinci mentioned about possibly speaking with someone, but he's still on the fence on whether he should actually do it or not.
Fair enough.
And the idea was brought up if Lee wanted to do it.
Yeah. Well, on that matter, Jamel does rejoin you all. Though notably she does have one of her hands in bandages.
After much admonishment from Failsday, I'm sure.
Probably.
All of the sugar.
Good to see you bandaged up, Jamel.
Oh, I am fine. It takes a lot more to hurt me than you might think. At
You
most
know
that
what?
was... Yeah. What were you going to say?
I was gonna say, I imagine not a lot really in here can hurt you unless it's your mom, probably.
Oh no, any of them could stab me and it would hurt. I don't like being stabbed.
Failsy over Jamel's shoulder. And mom spankings are just death sentences.
Ah!
Yeah, that does not end well.
Anyway.
Unless the person's particularly request it, in which case that's their purview.
Cats are getting very full.
Okay. Okay.
Well, she's like a mom and like a mom, if you get my meaning. Anyways,
It ended. I'm gonna go get some more food.
a very similar feast is prepared tonight. A couple of new additions. There are some more. You do find more of those eggs, though now they are filled with different fillings. A lot more fruit fillings this time. Basically
Right.
taking the place of what would be a yolk.
Are there any pies?
Let me
I
look.
just wonders if her pears are still there, or if anyone's actually eaten them yet.
You would not see them there. Yes, you do find one suspiciously rainbow-colored pie.
Gee, I wonder who made that.
You'd actually hear and find out that Lee made it.
Exactly. Gee, I wonder who made it.
Just gonna take a piece of the pie.
Alright. That's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be saved until last after all the meat is finished.
There were actually quite a few pies and cakes that were not previously on this roster. And you see that Lee is walking alongside that literal snake with more foods.
The giant snake in the chef's hat.
Yep.
How does he put it on?
Uh,
I guess it's tail.
How does he cook? That's not important.
No, I said how does he put it on?
And I was firing back with how does he cook?
Oh yeah, fair enough.
What does the pie taste like?
Drugs.
Roll for me a D100.
Drugs.
Give me 1 second. Alright, D.
Wait, no, a D20 and then a D100.
So, oh no. 7
One
and 55.
Alright, give me 1 second. There's that thing I need.
Tastes like cherries soaked in sardine water.
That's a very specific taste.
Oh, I know.
Gee, fuck.
Trust me, I didn't like saying it.
Hate you.
No, you don't.
Okay, a beneficial effect.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, magic pie.
It's almost like when you make a pie out of a fruit born of wild magic, that something interesting will happen when you eat it.
Oh no.
Anyways, as for the actual effect that would be happening, you're not sure.
What's pie taste like?
The pie itself, since this is a beneficial effect and not an interesting one at that, I'll say that it has a sweet flavor that's almost a bit hard to recognize. There's a bit of a tartness there. It almost reminds you a bit of an apple with a more earthy taste.
Potato pie.
It's like if you mixed apple with taro root.
No.
So, a mild sweetness with a very earthy and spice note, but otherwise very hard to recognize.
I had good pie. I miss pie. It's good.
You see another Yuan-Ti eating a piece of pie and they turn blue.
I did see you. I'm gonna look down at myself to see if I turn blue.
Nope.
Guys.
What?
Yeah. For some reason, Brimstone, Failsy, and Morrigan, you all feel the weird urge to not hurt Keta. Which is not that strange, but it's very specific right now and you don't know why.
Yeah, just... No.
Okay.
Do you feel alright?
I'm just concerned. I don't want to turn blue. I don't look good blue.
Well, you're not blue.
Blue.
What's up with you guys? What's up with your sound of voice?
Just confused why you're asking.
Did you not say the Yuan-Ti over there turn blue?
Now that you mention it, yes.
Now that she mentions it, you do see a blue Yuan-Ti.
Yeah, it's now that you mention it, but not until now, no.
So, you're not blue, Keta, so... What are you freaking out about?
I don't know, after trying the happy drugs.
You eat the pie. Roll for me the numbers, please. A D120 and a D100. A D20 and a D100. Not a D120. That would be a very weird dice.
Probably exists. 17. 22.
Oh, I was muted.
Yeah.
Whoops.
You eat the pie. You're not sure if you like this flavor. It's pungent and it's like, you know how some people, they eat apple pie and they put like cheese on top of it?
What?
Yeah, like some people make apple pie and put cheddar cheese on top of it.
It's like a Northwest kind of thing.
Apparently good. I've never had it. Anyways.
I live in the Northwest. I fucking...
It's
whatever.
Minnesota, not where you are, that does it.
It's also Kentucky.
Bleh.
It's very specific parts of the country that do it. I don't know why.
That's fucking weird, anyway.
Anyway, it's apparently good. I've never tried it. Still though, some people do that. It's like this pie tastes weirdly of cheese. It's not a flavor you
Wow.
were expecting. It's not a flavor you appreciate. And to everyone else, there's like a weird scent hanging around Failsy now.
Like a stank or just a scent?
It's offensive but faint.
Was it? Did you bathe recently?
We are surrounded in water, and yes, I bathed with you.
Sure.
It fades after about a minute.
This pie is weird. How did those pears do to it?
Pears.
Alright. I'm gonna push forward a little bit here, unless everyone wants to eat a piece of pie and see what happens.
No, thank you.
Alright.
Some
Good.
lethal version of.
Gonna warn Lee not to eat the pie.
Says as he's like getting ready to put a spoonful into his mouth. Okay.
Any other pie?
Sorry.
Okay, I won't eat the pie. I'll eat this pie instead.
Somehow he has a cheesecake. Anyways,
Pie, it's tart.
still a pie. Moving on. But yeah, after the eating and festivities is done, you all do see the Festival of Radiance begin to take place. Does anyone want to attempt to channel a spirit this time?
Have a spirit channeled through you so they can talk.
You are suddenly very quiet.
Have a spirit channeled through you so they can talk.
More have a spirit channeled through a priestess so they can talk, but yes. It's more or less, do any of you want to try to do this tonight? You don't have to, it's just an option.
No.
Not tonight.
Brimstone's got his answers.
Alright.
And know some more questions, but
Fair enough.
Would like to see. Dad's dad, her granddad.
The one that's still alive?
yeah, both of them.
No, that's why she's like, all right, maybe no.
You know Wilton's still alive. Your dad still writes him.
Grandmom's still alive.
Yeah, they're both still alive.
Yeah.
Your dad refers to them as being too stubborn to die.
Ketchum really has no one else besides what was her grandmom.
Fair enough.
That's fine.
Alright. Again, like I said, you don't have to do anything. It's just an option.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, so assuming no one wants to do this tonight, just pushing forward then. Probably about an hour into this festivity. You know this from last night. This went on from more or less midnight to about 2 in the morning, pretty much as long as the light above the temple is at its brightest. At one point, though, probably about an hour in, there's a strange feeling in the air.
Something up?
A little closer to Lee.
The light is suddenly cut off from above. You hear Yuan-Ti around you begin to panic, many of them scrambling to try to figure out what is going on. There is a general state of sudden disarray as people are trying to understand what has just happened, why there is no longer light. There's nothing to cap over the top of the temple, so they don't understand why it would just be cut off like that.
How far are we from the entrance, or like to the
This
outside?
isn't the main. This part of the temple that this is performed in is in the main part of the temple. You're probably like a quick minute's run from the actual front door.
If I was gonna sprint to the front door to see if like there's anything above.
Da Vinci will follow.
All right. You all sprint to the front of the temple, and the large doors. They are currently closed, but you're able to, with some effort from Jamel, get them open. Seems there's an odd weight against them that was not previously there. And as you push them open, several bodies fall against the temple floor from the outside.
Oh, that ain't good.
Dried, desiccated guards.
I think this
No,
is an
no,
ambush.
no.
And Brimstone starts loading revolvers. Nope.
Outside the temple, you see a whirling mass of golden yellow sand.
Oh, no.
I can't shoot a tornado.
Definitely think it's an ambush.
But
I
you
can
could
shoot
shoot
whatever's
whatever's controlling that.
Well, well, well.
Motherfucker.
From out of these sands emerges another massive Yuan-Ti. Not quite the same size as Jamel's mother, but not much smaller.
But still fucking huge.
Yes.
I think your temple's had enough time in the light, dear sister. Let's see if we can shed some darkness.
And that is where we end for tonight.
Shit.
Prepares all the spells.
Looks through revolver, holster,
Alright.
sniper.
Alright. Chill.
Ah.
Andy?
What is the range of that spell?
Andy, can you get a little closer to your microphone, please?
Good.
Yeah, you are coming through a little more clear.
So, tonight, you have seen me as Keta, the Solutionist Bard. Sundays, you can find me at twitch.tv/Latvarian Citizen. I Desire, the fairy blood hunter, who recently had a visit from basically the devil that made her bloodline change it. Said to sit down after he identified an item. So this is going to be fun. That is at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Usually it runs till about 10 o'clock-ish. And we try to end around 9. But, sometimes story happens. That's me.
Alrighty, Armored. Do you have anything, or if the Saturday thing is happening, are you gonna let Myth take care of it
It's not happening this tonight or
this
this
week?
weekend.
Alrighty. Failsy, do you have anything this week, or?
No, I don't have anything to shield, but I might start doing some art shielding once I figure out how to do that.
Alrighty.
Okay, that's me then. So,
That's it.
so I keep saying 2 p.m., but we generally start like around 2:30ish. But like 2:30 p.m. EST on Mondays is Shadow and Starlight. We found my husband. He's okay. Thank fuck.
Yay.
Find it on twitch.tv/the_lady_Ori. That's all I got.
Alrighty. And Ash, unless you have anything?
Ah.
That's a no. So yeah, then that just leaves me. There wasn't a stream this past Monday because I woke up with a migraine. Those are always fun. But hopefully this next Monday there will be a stream of Gathering Tide around somewhere between, we try to start somewhere between 3 and 4 p.m. EST. And then next Thursday we will be back here on this channel at hopefully around 7 p.m. EST to find out the fuck is going on.
This is why Ash said we might not be able to leave the temple for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, like, we don't know what's going to happen between now and Grainum. So we might get there with not much time to spare.
Yeah.
Well, if we can get this taken care of quickly, then hopefully it won't take too long, but, you know, we're just gonna have to wait and see. But, yeah, for just my stream stuff, Mondays, 3 to 4 p.m. EST is Gathering Tide, and then next Thursday we'll be back here at hopefully 7 p.m. EST for the next session of Scattered Realms. And I do believe we actually still have somebody in the Twitch chat, so if I will actually drop the link to the VOD uploads in there.
Oh, dropped out.
Or for the
Yeah.
playlist, if I can get the... Yeah.
I think I can hear again now.
But,
Yep.
yes,
that's
if
sound.
you'd like to watch the previous VODs and get caught up on what's going on, that is the previous 19 episodes right there. Well, it's 20 videos. One episode had to be split into two. Because of, you know, circumstance.
A lot of crap happened.
Yee. But yeah, if we're all done, then I think this is just where we shall say goodnight for now and all that good stuff.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Alrighty, good night everybody. We'll see y'all next week.